But evil met its match. Goodness, truth prevailed. It prevailed because of people like Dietrich Bonhoeffer, later Martin Luther King and Lech Walesa, Mother Teresa, Henrietta Zold. They awoke the world. They gave their lives in the pursuit of human rights. They took the side of justice against injustice. They held aloft the torch of freedom to push back the darkness of hate. And these men and women lived difficult lives. They often lived shortened lives. Many were born to relative privilege, but they willingly took on suffering. They did not want to martyr themselves. They didn't want to die. They would have lived happily to the end of their natural days in comfort. But to the righteous, there is no comfort when evil has taken root. But the cause now of human rights has been taken over by organizations who share little with those individuals who originally led those movements. Human rights, the cry, "But I have a right," used to be a plea. All too often now, it has become a threat. These organizations now have become bullies and grotesque parodies of the principles they pretend to represent. They criticize free nations. They criticize the free nations, and they spare the unfree. They denounce nations like Israel and America, who have high standards for freedom, and they leave alone the nations that have no freedom at all. They are nearly comical in their double standards. Whatever moral force they once have had is spent, and so today we dismiss them. But today, we begin a global movement to take back the phrase of human rights and put it exactly where it belongs. The first half for God's plan for humanity. Human rights. The second half is responsibility. If we wish to be endowed by our Creator with real human rights, then we must act with responsibility. We must not be comfortable with rights. We must be comfortable with our responsibilities. We cannot use the few short years that we have on this planet enjoying our rights. We must do everything we can to live our responsibilities to our fellow man and to our God. Rights and responsibilities, they go hand in hand. They link arms together. Nowhere in the Torah, nowhere in the Christian scriptures do you see the two words human rights. But in the Torah, in the Christian scriptures, it's riddled with responsibility. It's everywhere. Everything we know about human rights and real civilization came from this place, this land. Whether you live by 613 commandments, Ten Commandments, or just one sweet golden rule. It all started here. It all started here, the throne of God. When the world turns its back on Israel and the Jewish people, the world turns its back on human rights. Without the Jewish people, humanity would never know that every single individual life has dignity, that every single life is sacred, that God names every star and knows every soul. That was God's message to Abraham. That was God's message to Moses. That is the message of the Jewish people to the world, and by their very existence, they teach it to us every single day. Today, I asked you to join me here.
Thank you.
I asked you to join me here so I could propose a new path. A path led by you. A path led by the individual. Linked arm in arm all over the globe with other like-minded individuals. A path where governments and so-called human rights organizations get out of the way and allow people to come together as individuals to solve their problems and worship God. Some will ask, and they'll mean it. They'll be sincere. They'll say, that's a great thing, that's great, but maybe we should leave that work up to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Maybe we should just leave that work up to the well-connected, or somebody. There's got to be people who have a better education. How about the well-heeled, or the politician, the political leaders? Hey, let's just listen to the media and allow the media to tell us the truth. I ask you, whom do you trust to do this sacred work? Who will protect your rights better? A king? A president? Or you? Who will protect the truth? A reporter? A producer? Or you? Who will protect your children and teach them to seek the truth? A textbook committee? An educational bureaucrat? Or you? Did a commission of men stop the Holocaust? Did a committee of Congress stop Jim Crow? In each case, the work was done by individuals who would not abide by the convenient lies. They saw injustice and called it out and called evil by its name. They saw in their own nations, wage war against a group of people, and they said, not in my name. They didn't wait. They didn't wait for the conventions of society to catch up to God's ancient laws. They pushed, they pressed, and in the end, they were the victors. That spirit lives within each and every one of us. I ask you today, no matter where you are, if you are sitting here, if you are just a few miles away where thousands are gathered, or if you are on the other side of the planet watching alone in your home, I ask you today to link arms with me. Link arms with others. Link arms. Stand with courage and walk behind the pillar of fire. You will see evil rear its head. We see the signs again. The swastikas are on display in the streets. This week they were holding up signs in Cairo that said, quote, "We are building the gas chambers." They dress their children in suicide belts. They are given the choice, and they choose death. We are given the choice. Let us choose life. Let us have the courage to say, no more incitement, no more threats, no more terror, no more talk of genocide, no more hate, no more fear, no more lies. Let me speak directly to them. We read your signs. We listen to your speeches. We know you say what you mean and mean what you say. But we put you on notice today. So do we. And here's the best news. We're gonna win. We win because while their conviction is rooted in hate, our conviction is rooted in love, and love always wins in the end. When Naomi and her daughters-in-law lost their husbands, Naomi knew that their future would be far brighter if they went back home, went back to their families and started again. But her daughter-in-law, Ruth, would not have it. She said, "Entreat me not to leave thee, or return from following after thee. Whither thou goest, I go. Where thou lodge, I will lodge. Thy people will be my people. Thy God will be my God. Where thou diest, I will die, and there I shall be buried." I say today that if the world decides it must know who will stand with Israel, who will stand with the Jewish people, so they know exactly who to condemn later, who the target is, let them know this: condemn me, target me. I will stand with Israel. I will stand with the Jewish people. And if they want to round